Okay, cutie pie, let's go. We're on regular time today. Mark had an appointment this morning that I normally go with him, but he had forgotten about it. I had not, but he has his system, he has mine. I mean, I have mine, he has his, and I did not know if mine might be incorrect, so left him alone until we were leaving and we were in the car and going a different route. This is not mine. This is not mine. Bravo. Over here? Nope. Leave it alone. Max isn't out there. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. And anyway, and then he was taking a different route, and I was like, yeah, why are we going this way? He said, because it's quicker heading west. And I said, yep, but I got Bravo. I was like, gosh. I don't think that's what he said. He's like, well, hell. I think that's what he said. And I said, nope, just drop me off. I'm good. And so when I gave him some cash to make a purchase for me over there because it's so much, it saves me money. And we did not time it accordingly for me to... Bravo, come on now, do a thing, bud. Do a thing. Seriously, do a thing or we're going. There you go. And so anyway, I asked that he make that stop for me. On 2 bottles of my preferred alcohol, it will save me over $10. So I do appreciate him picking that up for me. Your buddies there? Nope, I don't see him. I don't see any of them. Come on. Hold on. Over. Over. Stay. Good morning.
I like animals, so it don't matter.
Well, I didn't want him jumping on you, dear. Come on. Hold up. Over here. He's a lovely man. Come on now. What? What are we doing? Bravo. Over here. Every day. You know something I don't? We about to get run over? What's going on? Okay. Hold on. Over. That's what's happening. Good eye, bud. You knew. Yeah, you knew. Good job. I'm coming that way. Hold on. Back. Over. 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 Stay. There we go. Good. Thank you. Okay. But anyway, so I will be grateful for that. Saving me $10. I'm damn grateful. Whatever yesterday. Oh, I had to work on the kitchen for us to get the water going. And as soon as I walked in the door, I felt overwhelmed. I guess it was about 10 or so in the morning. Well, first he candled my ear, that's what it was. We did that first because we had set up an appointment to do so. Didn't do any harm. Can't see any real improvement, but that's all right. At least we tried. And however, most of what was, because I had, a million years ago, I'd used a ear candle on my son, who was notorious for building up huge amounts of wax. Bravo. Over. Over. Stay. Stay. Good. Good. You stay. Perfect. Okay. And anyway, everything that we had, which no, he really did build up wax. Once, whenever he was just a toddler, took him to the doctor and he pulled like an inch of earwax out of his ear. Orange earwax. But anyway, looked like a little stalactite in there. What's getting you, bud? Butt itches are the worst, aren't they? I guess they're worse if you can't reach them, eh? But anyway, so, come along. Why are we not wanting to do any of the regular stuff, bud? Okay, irregular day. All right, we can do that. Hold on. Okay. But anyway, it did not take much convincing. Whenever Mark suggested we just lay down and relax for a minute, because the truth is, after I'd laid there with the candling, I was very relaxed. Bravo. Over. Over. Now. Over. Stay. Stay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. And anyway, so lay down for a little bit. Surprising though that I didn't take a nap because I was so relaxed I thought I would. Did not. Got up, went over to the house. And immediately overwhelmed as soon as I walked in the door. A feeling of being overwhelmed and failing and a million other not so pleasant feelings. Which Mark was coming over shortly after that. He was going to be coming over following me to work on the water lines. And he did. But first, I went through the kitchen cabinets, found a lot more than I thought was still there. Put a bunch of shit on the counter and realized I'd forgotten trash bags. Big oversight. Anyway, so all I really accomplished was making a big mess while watching Mark do exactly what he can do, which is fix things and get them working. And at the same time, feeling like I'd stared at the same fucking glass for 5 minutes without accomplishing a damn thing. And so I helped him. He asked for assistance. Helped him with some different things, and the main thing was us turning on the main water. Whoa, brake lights, bud. Turning on the water in the house. Hold on. Over here. And I was going upstairs to the bathroom upstairs, and he was down in the basement and checking the kitchen and everything. Anyway, that sort of shit, running to check on things, I've been doing that kind of shit since I was a kid. And it wasn't until later that I realized I was already getting into a tender place. from since childhood of trying to help somebody and then being criticized of how I was doing it. Bravo, over, over, over. Stay, stay. Good, good, good. Okay. So then, sure enough, there's a leak. It takes a while. It's not where he did the repair. It's through the old lines that had already done some damage not too long ago in the kitchen ceiling. So we were looking for it. Good news is I learned a bit about how the water lines run through my house. They're the newer lines that are, PVC stuff. And then the old copper lines. Bravo! Get out of the road. Thank you. And determined that it was most likely the old copper lines where the leak was. So ultimately, he said he would have a friend of his come over who is really good with plumbing in particular. And the two of them would check it out and everything else. He's frustrated. I didn't realize how frustrated he was. He was a bit frustrated. By all appearances, I was fine. By all appearances. Didn't realize it really wasn't. And anyway, so I piddled around a little bit more. Good spot, bud, in the kitchen. And still felt like I wasn't accomplishing a damn thing. Didn't want to ask anything else of him because I knew that he... Stay. Good. Stay. Damn, get over there. Now stay. I'm not making you go in your poo. You're just fine, okay? All right, let's go. I would not do that, baby. But you did need to get off the road right then. Good. And nope, further down. Good. So anyway, so he was making lunch and had to turn all the water off because, well, had a leak in the kitchen and didn't want to leave anything without us there, somebody there at least. And he made standing lunch. Plus, my bowels were not really happy, but I really did need for them to do something, and they did for much of the day. But anyway, lunch was incredible. He made a salmon steak, huge salmon steak, and used that cabbage, like one of those bag salads. They're always on sale. And pan cooked all of that together. And then I prepared lamb's quarters, which is a wild growing plant that I've seen for years around here. And he has planted it at his house. And he'd been saying for a couple, 3 weeks, need to get some of those lamb's quarters and cook them. Anyway, cook them like greens. And so I'm separating them, then I see a bug, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I wanted to know what it was. And I was sure he would know, and he did. Turns out it's a normal garden bug that I've seen before. I did not know it was called an earwig. So immediately I'm having Wrath of Khan moments. And so from that point on, anything that is look like it's even been partially eaten, which normally I would eat, I'm not. It's out. But anyway, he has plenty, that's for sure. I was not truly wasteful. And had that. Oh, he cooked some asparagus that needed to be cooked. Friggin' delicious. And what I discovered, I used to joke about being transported and ostracized, kicked out of the South because I did not care for turnip and collard greens. Never have. Although Mark has made them better, turnip greens better than any I ever had when I was growing up. So it's funny that Yankee cooks them better than any I ever had growing up and where I like them. And nonetheless, lamb's quarters. Oh, yeah, I'm a fan. I eat more than half, which I really do that with anything that whenever we share a meal, but damn, I like those a lot. And so anyway, he said, well, in the future, it may be easier to just collect them straight up. Come on now, let's go, heel. Collect them straight off the plant. Because, I'd been the one taking them off the stems. And I'll be doing it, no problem. And I haven't had them yet. He said they're really good, fresh, like in salad. Like spinach salad. And they are darker green, like spinach. Okay, sniff away. But anyway, sauteed a little bit. Damn, they were so good. So good. What did he put? I think he used a little bit of avocado oil, maybe a splash of lemon juice, just because we were having it with fish. And seasoning, that was it. Not a lot of seasoning. He never uses as much seasoning like I do. And, oh, God, they were so good. The texture, come on. They had because I'm not a fan of kale. I'm trying to be better, but I'm just not a fan of fucking kale. It's garnish for salad bars. I waited tables in high schools in the 80s, and we used kale to cover up the ice. But anyway, and so over the years, when kale's become a thing, I've been trying, and sometimes I really like it in things. I found that I really like it chopped up in soups and stews, which shocked the hell out of me. And then Mark makes a pesto with kale that I really like. Kale and avocados, and I don't know what all he puts in it, but really good. So anyway, now I know. And then it didn't take any convincing whatsoever to convince me to go upstairs and take a nap after we ate lunch. Woke up much later than I expected. We slept for 2 hours at least. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. Gotta go feed my babies. Which I did.